welcome back. Um, Today I'm going to be talking about how to own a successful club. Yay. Oh, so let's just start because why not? So, let's just go down here. So, number one is probably having a good name. You want a name that's like short, simple, and sweet, and easy to remember. Like if you had a club called like Massive Mothers or something, people would take it as like a joke and they wouldn't think you were serious about it. So you want to have it. So a few of the clubs that I've seen on the server have been like successful or have like good names that are like really easy to remember. Like Prime Tide is a big one on the server. It's another one. That's really the only one I really remember because I used to be part of it. But yeah. Also, going off topic a little bit, but a lot of people ask me how I chose the name of Emerald Forest. I really kind of just was like looking through the names and I wanted something to do with like nature. So then I saw Emerald Forest and I'm like, I'm gonna make that. So yeah. Anyways. And then step 2 of having a club is you want to have like a good uniform. Like after you've got a good name, you want to have a uniform that fits it. So like say for my club, because we're Emerald Forest, immediately after hearing that name you would think of green, like nature, and most nature is green. So so that's why our uniform is green. Like we wouldn't have like a brown or like black uniform because, well, brown does kind of go with nature because like tree trunks and stuff, but you wouldn't have like a black or like red uniform because that doesn't go with the name. And if your name doesn't like remind you of like a color or something, then I don't know, just try and make like a decent uniform. And then next is like the club horse. So try and make the club horse a horse that everyone would have, like a popular horse breed that you've seen a lot of people riding, like the Andalusians. I know a lot of clubs use the Andalusian because everyone has one. Well, not everyone, but a large majority of the players in this game have at least one of them. And yeah. What's next? Oh yeah. Also, one good thing I would recommend if you want to like grow your club is to have like Discord, because it's like easier for you to practice and you can like really get to know people better if you can like hear their voice, if you know what I mean. So yeah. Yeah. Then it's probably, oh yeah, also step 3 is, I don't even know what step this is anymore, but make sure you're doing like lots of advertising. Make sure that people know about your club and they've like heard about it. And yeah. Okay, step whatever, I don't even know at this point, but is make sure you write out like the information and stuff, and like explain about your club. That's not what I meant to do. And like explain about your club, write out everything, write out all the rules and what the uniform is and everything, so people know what it is. So yeah, next is definitely doing like lots of advertising. So yeah, do heaps of advertising so that if anyone's looking for a club, they know about your club, and that make sure that people know about your club. Make sure that they know it's there and make sure they know about it. So yeah, next is run off the schedule. So I'll show you, for instance, in my club. So I have everything all planned out on the calendar, and I run by the calendar. Like if, say, we have we have games today, so the club's going to be playing games today. So whatever's scheduled on the calendar for that day, we will do it. There's no specific time, just if someone wants to do it, or like when people are online, then we'll do it. So yeah, keeping track of when you're doing your events and what you're doing at the events is good. Because no one wants to join a club and they've been told that it, like, oh, it has like weekly events and stuff, but then they join it and then it never does the events. Like, that won't happen. Like, I know when I was in Prime Tide, which is probably the biggest club on the server, every day, because they're like an elite dressage club, every day that they had dressage scheduled on the calendar, they would be doing it. So yeah. Yeah. I'm going to talk a bit more about the names of clubs now. So make sure you choose like a nice name and that's not too long, because long names are kind of hard for people to remember and you want people to be able to remember your club. And yeah. So like, I wouldn't recommend, unless if you're serious about like growing it, I wouldn't recommend having like Om Nom Nom or something at the start, because or like something as like a joke name, because then people would think that you're like not serious about running the club. Like, you want to have a name that's easy to remember, that's sweet, but it's not like long. It can have like a little bit of a joke in it, but not like a complete joke. So yeah. Also, maybe not like a weird name, if you know what I mean by that. Like, I don't know if this is an actual club, but like Emerald Tigers or something. Like, I don't know if that would work, because it's not like an attractive name. It's short, simple. It's short and simple, yes, but it's not very like attractive, if you know what I mean. Like, you want to have a name that people would be proud to have displayed over their head to other players. Like, you don't want your club to have a name that like people want to be in the club because of what it does, but they don't want to be in it because of they don't want to have that weird name displayed under their head. So yeah, like at every meeting that my club has, I always ask them like, is there any issue? And also, every meeting we have, I always ask everyone, is there any issues with the club? Like, how can I improve? Like, as a club owner, you need to be like constantly striving to improve the club and making sure that it's like the best club that you can possibly run. And yeah, I always ask people like, what do you think of the club? How can I improve on it? Is there something that I'm doing wrong? Stuff like that. And if whatever they say, make sure you're like, if they say like the there needs to be like times in the calendars and stuff of like when the events are going to be on, then like make sure you ask all the other members if you want that to be added in, and then if the majority of them say yes, then make sure you add it in. Because I've been, before I owned clubs, I've been in a lot of clubs where like they've asked that question and people have like voted for what they want, and then the club owner doesn't add it in. So if they do like whatever they vote for, make sure you add it in. So yeah. And then I like ask people like, are you happy or proud to have the name displayed over your head? Like, what do you think of the name? Do you like it? Are you satisfied with it? How can I improve it? Because if I'm like fine, because I'm like committed to being a club owner, I'm fine with like renaming the club if to something more better. That's what I did to make it into Emerald Forest, because I asked people if they were like happy with the name before I made the club into Emerald Forest. I asked them if they were happy with the name being Red Dancer's Legacy, because that was my old club name. And a few people said it's kind of weird and it's not, and it's quite long. So then I changed it to something shorter and something nicer, and I changed it to Emerald Forest. So yeah, make sure it's something nice and simple and short. that your club members like, because see, like, here's a Prime Tide person. Like, everyone in Prime Tide, they like to have that name over their head, and they like the club, they like how it runs, they like the name, they like everything about it. Like, I know when this is kind of just me advertising for Prime Tide, but I know that when I was in Prime Tide, I was so happy having the name over my head. I was really happy with how the owner ran the club and everything. So yeah, if anyone from Prime Tide's watching this, I love your club. Anyways, next, make sure that you have like good like leaders set up. So if someone just like asks for the leader role, don't just give it to them. Make sure you can trust them. Make sure they know you know that they're gonna stay. Make sure that they're like committed to the club as much as you are, because the leader, it isn't just like a role. It's like they're your assistant basically. Like they help you run every event. They're supposed to be like always there. So yeah, my co-owner, I didn't just make her co-owner because she's my best friend, but she was there when I made the club. My dad is driving past with a tractor, I apologize. But anyways, um, Wavy, who's my co-owner, she was there when I made the club. She's always online, and whenever I can't get on, she always runs the events for me and everything. And she's never left, and I know she's really committed to the club. And yeah, that's one thing that I want. So that is going to be all for today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. And good luck with your club owning. See you in the next one. Bye.